any location in your system? After that, under JavaScript folder, create one folder called basic. Like in this folder, we will understand the basic programming of JavaScript, like how we used to write the program in C, C++. Same way, we will learn how to write the basic programs using JavaScript under the basic folder. That will be the first step. Second step will be, we will go little advanced. Under advanced folder, we will learn many things of JavaScript. Data binding will come, your JSON parsing will come, handling the data from XML, all will come in that. Hetero methods, function callback. Third will be called API folder. Inside we will learn only JavaScript API. One more folder will create called JavaScript. Ajax has a separate topic that will go under the Ajax folder. And last topic will be class object. So that meaning entire content of JavaScript, we are breaking into 5 parts, 5 segment, major 5 topics. JavaScript basic, there we will learn variable declaration, how to write a program in JavaScript, how to write a function, how to run for loop, complete control structure, condition control structure loops, array function will come under the basic folder. Advanced folder, something else will come. API folder will learn how to communicate with the backend. JavaScript, how it can send the data to backend, how it can receive the data from backend. Their callback function will come. JavaScript API function will come. JavaScript, many more will come. Okay, 1 minute, I will be on a call. Okay, so we will be splitting the JavaScript into this many parts, this many topics, main topics. Now I'll show you the inside what are the contents will come, inner level topic. Okay, so it is going to come like this. The first basic folder we will be covering till here, till array function. Then data binding will start. This all come under the advanced part of JavaScript. Till here array binding, local storage, session storage. Then your API will start. Live server will be there, JSON server, sync await, callback, fetch method, everything. Then you can say Ajax, form validation, oops, class, object inheritance till here. It is going to take complete 1 month of time. 20 classes I will spend. 18 to 20 classes will spend to cover up this all things. And these all are the important for developer. Any developer who work on the application on JavaScript, they should know this all. Then only they can give some output. So according to need, we have made it. It will be helpful. And it has 99% examples only. Very less theory. For theory, I'll give you some question answer separate. All are like implementation only. 18 to 20 classes will be the plan to spend on that. Again, after that, there is some React syllabus also in that I have written. Topic, main topic, we cover. That we'll see discuss later. Okay. These files I will send you in your chat. If you are logging in the laptop, you can download it. Then next is we need to install this. If you have already done installation, then well. If no, then you need to please download and install it. Which one? Node.js and VS Code editor also. This both is required. Using Node.js, we will be creating the JavaScript file, and using the Node.js platform, we'll run the JavaScript file. For few classes, 3-4 classes will go like that only. We'll create JavaScript file topic wise, and we'll write some example, and we'll run through Node.js. And once we get some idea how to write the syntax of JavaScript, how that work, everything, then we'll start merging with the HTML. Direct JavaScript, I will not combine with the HTML. JavaScript, I'll give you separate idea. Once we get idea on JavaScript, basic understanding of JavaScript, then we will merge with HTML, and then it start data sharing. That's come under the data binding part. So Node.js, if we have, let us come and open the CMD in your system. Open the CMD in your system. CMD. Open the CMD and check here. Node space -v. Enter. Let me know which version of Node you have. Through chat we can communicate. Node space -v. Enter. It will give the version of Node. Node space -v. Okay. Node 10 plus version will support your fat arrow method, and many features are there in JavaScript that will be supported by your Node 10 plus version. Okay. Okay, so we got some idea. Yes, everyone has some particular version. 12 plus are there in everyone's system. So next, after that, you can close the CMD and we will spend 2 minutes of time to understand how JavaScript is going to work. Okay, where is the place of JavaScript? When we create a web application, HTML play different role, CSS play different role, JavaScript play different role. Finally, after combining all the technology together, how the data flow will happen through one small photo I will explain you, and then we'll create the examples. Understanding is required first, like what we are doing in JavaScript, where the JavaScript play the role. Okay, what is the place of JavaScript in web technology? So many technology we have, so there where the JavaScript comes. Right. Okay, so let's go. Next, suppose I will show you a small basic diagram. Just I will design here. 5 minutes it will take and will get very good idea. A user, suppose anyone, you, me, anyone. If you are going to open a web application, assume you are a user here. Now, you can make your volume 0. Volume. In computer, mute your volume. The offline people, you are muted. Muted. Echo is coming. Okay. As a user, usually when we open any web application, we go through the browser only. So at this place, browser will come. This is suppose your browser. As a user, we open our laptop or mobile phone or any device, and inside that, we will open a browser. We open a browser. Now inside the browser, you will enter a URL, you will enter a address of the particular website, you will enter the IP address to navigate a website, to navigate a web application, to browse a web application. Now what will happen? Suppose your application is based on front-end and back-end concept. There asynchronous call is happening, data sharing is happening between front-end and back-end. So just I will give a basic idea on how your front-end and back-end is going to work. Now suppose this become your front-end part and this become your back-end part. Okay, front-end and back-end. Back-end may be developed using different technology. I will write here two technology name, we'll get idea. Coming to the front end, when a browser going to communicate with the any web application, inside the web application, many technology will be there. So which technology take the first action? Whether is it HTML or directly it is JavaScript or it is CSS or it is Node.js, which technology take the action first? So, right. So suppose when you open any web browser and you send a request, data will come in your web browser. So at front, your HTML is going to play the major role. HTML will be here. This HTML may be static HTML or dynamic HTML. HTML is getting generated by some other language, that is the next matter. But when the matter will come to deal with the browser, which technology, which language is going to communicate with the browser directly, then your HTML will come first. Your HTML will be at first position, right? HTML will be at first position. Now HTML will take the help from CSS for look and feel purpose. Suppose your CSS is here, CSS will support to HTML so that some kind of look and feel you can change and you can design a proper layout. So that you can say this become your CSS. CSS. Look and feel will come from the CSS. Directly CSS is not going to deal with the browser. Just keep in mind. If you cut your HTML, CSS has no value at all. Now using HTML, CSS, maybe you follow the Bootstrap. That is a different thing. If you are following the Bootstrap, no problem. Bootstrap has come from the CSS. This Bootstrap you can integrate, you can use. So HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, all you can combine together. You can combine together and you can create static pages. Your page will work in all the devices, but still it will be static. It will not take the input and it will not give the output. It will take input, but it will not say any kind of output. It's called a static. Responsive it will be, but it will be static. Next, we want to make our static page as a dynamic. It should take some input and give some output. That will not happen through HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. You have to take the help from other technology that is called JavaScript. So here is your JavaScript now. JavaScript is going to process your data, whichever the data come from the front end. Even JavaScript is not going to deal with the browser directly. JavaScript will not take any input from user. JavaScript will not give directly output to the user in the browser. JavaScript just a processing language. You can say the client side processing language, client side scripting language, all the words are fine. This HTML, assume this arrow key, you can see arrow key saying like browser will take some input from user via HTML, and after taking the input via HTML, this HTML will hand over the input to whom? JavaScript. Because HTML is going to design an interface, UI, user interface, where input and output will happen, but processing will not happen. So input is collected by HTML via browser and given to JavaScript. Now JavaScript will do the process and final process data will be given to HTML. So processing is happening at which place? JavaScript. Okay. So your JavaScript become here as a processing language that is going to take the input from somewhere, process the data and give it a output. So at front, if you say JavaScript is going to deal with the browser directly, no. JavaScript is a part of browser itself, but it will not be on front. On front who will come? HTML will come to take the input and give the output. Suppose, for example, in your browser, you taken the input from user as a 5. Just I have given here college a 5. You want to calculate the 5 into 5. HTML will say, yes, I can take the input, I can give the output, but processing I cannot do. So what will happen? 5 will go to where? JavaScript, and JavaScript will do 5 into 5. 25 will generate, and this 25 will be given to now whom? HTML. Input was given by user in browser. Output is coming in browser, but how? What is the platform? Main platform is HTML. But HTML will say, I am just like as a counselor. I am just like as a front officer in the office. I am just like a receptionist. I can take the input from the visitor and I cannot process. I will go inside the office. I will talk to someone. Then I will come and say something. That's called which one? HTML. Right? Suppose you go to any offices, front office will be there. No, someone will be on reception. They will ask, who are you? Where you came from? Where you want to go? Something. They will take your input. Same thing. They will pass in the background. From background, something will come. Yes, you send here. Now what they'll do? They will send somewhere. So who is playing the intermediate role? HTML. But the processing is not happening in HTML. Processing is happening somewhere else. That is called which one? JavaScript. So the syllabus what we discussed. The basic folder I have created. The basic folder we are going to spend first few days of time. There we will learn only this part. Which part? Only JavaScript. Without talking with the HTML. Our file first 3-4 days will not deal with the HTML. It will not come in the browser. It will just run in CMD, like C++ programming. We will understand the syntax and many more things of the JavaScript. After that, we will start communicating with the JavaScript, sending the value, receiving the value. Okay. So market have very good like hot demanded question. What is data binding? What is the importance of that? Entire your scripting language is running behind that only. You can see HTML send the value to JavaScript and JavaScript sending value to where? HTML. So this point is called as a data binding. Now JavaScript say I can do your process within 1 minute. React will say, jQuery will say I can do your process in the 50 second. React will say I can do your process in 30 second. Angular will say I can also do your process in 30 second. Okay. So you want to spend 1 minute or you want to spend 30 seconds? Definitely user want in less time only. Because of that, the processing where we can do fast processing as well as in less code where we can get more output. That is the competition we have in the market. Okay. Now let's see. So till here we got some idea. Next, after that, we have many other point also in our syllabus. You have jQuery, have React, we have Angular, we have. According to your need, you are going to learn. So you can say this is called, suppose call jQuery, JQuery. jQuery is a part of JavaScript. React is a part of JavaScript. Your Angular is part of JavaScript. So before learning those technology, we need to be aware of which one? Main called JavaScript. But to make JavaScript more interesting, plus more, you can say functional, plus you can say more something better, you need to have a knowledge of HTML and CSS also. Okay, else when we start making it a DHTML, HTML what we have written till now, there will be XHTML also. Once we go under the React, XHTML will means we can create our own tag, okay, based on the XML rule. Okay, when you come under the JavaScript, there you will write the dynamic HTML. You will write a for loop. Inside the for loop, you will generate the 100 paragraph. Okay, so at that point, we require little knowledge of, not little, good knowledge of HTML and good knowledge of CSS. Okay, so you can be ready for that. Okay, now next after this, suppose this is the backend, how it will work, and that is the next matter. So just simple, I will make a line here. And this line I will rename as a API. So your JavaScript also can talk to the backend. jQuery can also talk to the backend, and backend which logic and how it will be there, that future will decide. At this place, this is going to call as a API. Okay, so in JavaScript, React, Angular, whatever we are going to learn, I will teach you till API. Okay, taking the value from front end and doing the process and dealing with the API, sending the data, receiving the data, all the way in multiple methods. Okay, so this backend part is the next matter that next we'll discuss. So we are going to first come to this point. Which point? Here, the middle section, JavaScript. That is our basic folder first. We will work on that, and again later we'll come back and we'll see the remaining things. I'll save this photo somewhere. Okay, anyone want to say something? You are most welcome. Please add some comment.
Shriram, this JS engine is at the browser side, or the JavaScript icon which you have made is that side?
All are the part of JavaScript only. This one, browser engine. Inside JavaScript will execute where? In the browser only.
Yeah.
Browser have engine. Every browser have engine. Okay, based on that engine, your JavaScript language is going to work. Every browser has different engine. list of the engine you can see on internet. Mozilla work on different method, Chrome work on different method, I work on different method. Maybe internal structure is same, but the engines names are different. Okay, go next then. Come to your basic folder now, JavaScript basic folder. Inside the JavaScript basic folder, inside the JavaScript basic folder, you can go and click in the address bar. You will click in the address and type their CMD and enter. Directly your CMD will open in which folder? Basic folder. Right? So the path is pointing to where? Directly basic folder. In the Mac, you can check how you can go to the particular folder. If you are using the Mac computer, you can check how you can reach to the particular folder. But your CMD should point to the particular folder, basic folder. Maybe through cd command you can navigate and you can go till there. Okay, now the file we are going to create, the file will be under the basic folder. Today you can use any editor, whichever you are comfortable. From tomorrow, I will guide you to work on this one, VS Code. Today, I will also use the Notepad++ only. From tomorrow, we can use the VS Code. We will create a file. We will create a file. Example1.js without a space. You will give the name example1.js under basic folder. Under the basic folder, give the file name example1.js. No space. Continuous. Example1.js. And after creating the file, you can go to the folder and verify your file is in the folder or somewhere else. Example1.js. Example1.js. Now I will go to my folder. I will check once my file are there under which folder? Basic folder. Come to this file, example1.js file. Right. So hope you have created the file under which folder? Basic folder. And your CMD is also pointing to which folder? Basic folder. Now under this CMD, under the example.js file, we have a function that is called console. Console is the name of the class, but we have not learned still class, so we cannot discuss more on that. So we can write here console.log. Log is a function. With the help of that function, you can print any output in your browser console or maybe in the CMD or terminal. Console.log is going to help you to print a statement like C++, we write print and printf. Here we have a function called console.log. This is not to send your data in the browser. It is to send your output in the console. Suppose CMD we have open here, so it will print under the CMD. This will not display under the browser. To print in the browser, something else will happen. No. Okay. You can write your name and check it is working or not. Okay, save your file. Console.log is a function. Inside you are passing a parameter in the form of a string. So that you have to keep as a double quote. Now, how to run this file? You should save it properly. After writing console.log, single quote also you can use, double quote also you can use. We'll discuss on that difference of single quote is double quote. Okay. Now, after saving the file, come to your CMD, and in CMD you will write node space your file name. What is the file name? Example.
Sir, how you are opening the CMD? I think I have missed.
Go to your
Initially, I have missed.
folder, basic folder. During class, we should not go anywhere. Open the folder.
Sir,
Open the basic folder. JavaScript basic folder.
yeah.
In the address bar, you can click here. This is my basic folder. Click here.
Okay. Yeah.
After clicking, delete everything from there.
Yeah.
Type there CMD. CMD and enter.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so example1.js file, we have written something, we save the file. We are under where? Now CMD. Node space, you press the first character of your file name and press the tab. Directly that file name will appear there. After writing one character, two character of your first file name, press the tab, it will show you. In case if you want to run different file, like suppose example 1, 2, 3, 4 file are there. So by default example 1 will come. You can change the name manually and then run it. Okay, node space, press the type 1 or 2 character, press the tab, suggestion will come. If it is the same file, then okay. Press the enter now. Press the enter now. Okay, hope ready. So you are able to see here something whichever you have printed is a printing. Anyone? Module not found? If your file is somewhere else and CMD somewhere else, it will give the error called module not found. So module not found error comes that represent the CMD and the file you have created both are on the not same place. Both are not at same place. Correct. So we written one line and we are able to print in the browser. Let's come again. Add some more line. Console.log. All will come by default in the new line. Add some more line. Add some more line. Just we are trying to understand. Yes, console.log, when I write multiple lines, multiple time, that output appear in the same line or output will go to the next line where it will come. Write it console.log many times, save the file, again come to your CMD and run in the same way. Node space your file name.js, enter, it will give you the all the content whichever we have written. Node you have installed, no? Node is the name of your, which one? You cannot say as a compiler, it is not compiling your file. Compilation process is different. It is just directly executing your file. Or you can say as a compiler also.
Without JavaScript will not work.
In browser. We have to run in browser. For that, we have to create a HTML file. File extension will be .html. And then we have to run in browser. In browser also we can print the same statement where in the console. Okay, so in browser we have to create HTML file. In a script part we have to add the JavaScript. The file we have to run in browser. We have to open the browser console, and in console we need to check. That becomes a long process for learner. We will also come there only, there to the browser itself, but not directly after 4 classes. Assume like number 1, HTML and CSS is one side. Another side you have JavaScript. HTML you have got some idea. Now get some idea separate on JavaScript. You will not have overload. If I merge now only HTML, CSS and JavaScript, what will happen? Will be confused? You will not understand actual meaning of JavaScript. So what is the actual work of JavaScript? First understand that is a processing language like C++. Okay, you can write the program and run in console directly. Okay, in CMD you can see the output. You will understand the syntax of JavaScript, how the for loop work, how the do while work, okay, how map function work, how those things. After that, definitely without HTML it will not be meaningful. It has to be with the HTML only, then only it will be something. Okay, so let's go. So hope this file is working for all. So we understood whenever we want to print something in the console to check any kind of error or print any messages, we will use the console.log. Through console.log, we'll print a statement and we will see, oh, this is the output. Create next file. Inside next file, we are going to understand something related to how to, like in HTML, you use the BR tag to break the line. You use some kind of CSS for margin padding. In the JavaScript, we have /n, /t. /t will give you some space, /n will give some space. Next example will create, there we'll understand what is the use of the comma, what is the use of the plus in JavaScript. Okay, because those all are going to come one after other in your next class. Okay, so first small example you will create, you will understand. Create next file, example2.js. Example2.js is only for the /n and /t. What is the use of that? Example2.js we can write here. Okay, example2.js. Start from where console.log. Okay. /n, one line in the beginning, and again /n, one line in the last. So before printing this dash, how many line break will happen? One line break will happen beginning and one line break will happen after the content. So total, before wherever this content is going to print dash, before that also one blank line, after that also one black line. Let's go here. Console.log. Suppose print anything. Example full name. You write your name. Okay, one. Next console.log. Mobile number. Here /t I will give. /t, and again we'll write here some number. Next, console.log education give /t, right here. After mobile number you can write /n also. See what is happening. /n adjustment /n to break the now new line, like it will give one extra new line, extra line break will happen. /t will give you some space, like from the computer keyboard how you press the tab. From the computer keyboard we press the tab, it will give the 3 spaces, 3 or 4 space it will give. So similar way /t also going to give you certain space. Check this one now. So full name will come in one line, complete without much space. Mobile number will come, mobile number and the content will have huge space. Below also education plus MCA will have huge space. Let's check it. It's look like this. Node space. Your example 2.js. .js is optional here. .js you can leave. Just you write file name. The lining is printing before one space, after also one space. /t has given 3 space directly. After mobile number, one extra line break is there. Before education. Okay, hope ready. Working or any error? Okay, so /n/t we understood. Next file we are going to understand the comma and plus operator. Where to use the comma, where to use the plus operator.
Theorem for me, it's not working.
Check double quote, single quote, semicolon. You can send your code in chat. I will guide you where is the error. File should be in the basic folder. Your CMD should be in the basic folder. If both are on different location, it will not work out. Both must be in the same folder, then only it will work.
Example 1 is working, but example 2 is not working.
Example 2 is not working because
Okay, sorry, console spelling mistake was there. I'm sorry.
CONSOLE. E is missing in
Okay,
console.
okay, thank you so much.
Okay, come to the next file. Next file is saying example 3.js. In other programming language, four programming language we can compare: C, C++, Java. I'm not from the Java background. I'm from the Node.js and PHP background. Then C, C++, I have studied that. Also a good number for that. Okay, now coming to the another point that is called variable. Variable. Okay, variable. Apart from the programming world, is think in another way in the normal our day-to-day life. When we want to store some content into a container, the container must be according to content. Like suppose you want to store some potato, you cannot use the bottle, right? If you want to store some kind of liquid material, you cannot use the bag. So according to content, we have to choose the kind. That is day-to-day life. Okay. In the programming world also, when we come to the programming, if you are making your application dynamic application, it should take the input and give the output. Page will be one, but user will be unlimited. Gmail page is only one page, no login page. But how many people can log in? Many people. It is not like there is a lot of login pages. There is only one page, right? That is dynamic page that work based on variable. You give your email ID, your email ID will go to the variable. When I will log in, I will give my email ID. That value will go to where? Variable. Correct. Place is only one, but the variable is same. Okay, value will be different. Now come to the here in JavaScript. Like when we write a variable, when we think, okay, we'll capture some input from user. Then before capturing the input from user, we will think, okay, what I'm going to capture, what I'm going to take. Okay, that meaning the content. What content I'm going to receive from user. According to content, I should create a container. So that container should be sufficient to hold the content, right? Next, JavaScript says like when you come to the programming, other technology have a concept of defining a variable data type. Like when we ask the mobile number from user, we use the integer or maybe big integer. When we ask the email ID, we use the string character. When we use some kind of, when we ask from user true false, we use the boolean. Those are called as what? Data type. JavaScript says like when you come to the programming and suppose you write like this. Int, simple example I'm giving, int a equal to 100 is okay. Here it is fine. Next line, suppose processing is happening, some input output is happening, and you want to change the value of a. Suppose here if you change as a hello, will it work or not? Because the data type of a is integer, and after some time you are trying to store the which one? A string. Mismatch will happen. Your container is holding the different nature and forcefully you are trying to store the different value. So here either data loss will happen or maybe some warning or error it will throw. Okay. JavaScript says like you forget this data type itself. Don't write any data type. Use a keyword called this one. Or which one? Var keyword. In fact, we have three way we have var, let, const we have, we will come one by one. So JavaScript says like use a keyword called var. Okay. Let the user to enter the value. If user has entered 100 integer, no problem. The var will take care of, var keyword will take care of the variable. If the input is coming as an integer, the data type of variable will change into integer. Suppose after some time, the same variable you want to overlap with another type of value, a string. So no problem. First time it was as an integer, but when you assign as a string, the variable data type will change into a string. So at this place, you don't have a problem of either data distortion, data loss, or warning message. Reason is what? Variable is ready to change according to content. Okay. So in JavaScript, when we are going to create a variable, we are not going to write integer, float, or anything. Directly we'll use the keyword called which one? Okay. After getting idea on var, I will guide you. There is another option called let. After some time, we'll understand another option called const. It is related to a scope. Where if you are using till where you can use, where you cannot use. If you are using the let, till where you can use, where you cannot use. Const if you are following, then till where it is exist, where it is not exist. Some possibilities on that. Okay. So in JavaScript, while creating a variable, we will be using the data type, we will be using the keyword, which keyword? Var. Next reason is why var? Because the value of the variable can keep change. Okay, so if the value of the variable is keep changing, nature of the values, type of the values keep changing, then what will happen? Our program should be in such a way to handle all type of value. Then var say, you don't worry, I will hold it. Okay. So let's go. So first line, what we follow? A var. Now let me create one more variable here. B equal to maybe something 200. You should also write it. Okay. Now after that, based on these two variable, we are going to understand the comma, use of the comma and use of plus operator in JavaScript. Everywhere you will use the comma and plus operator. Now console.log. Console.log. We can print directly here A, and one more console.log I can do, where I can print directly call B. So it will give you the value of A and B directly. You're not going to merge with any kind of extra statement in that. Now the same thing. If you want to merge with some static keyword, static content also, some message plus variable, some message proper. So how to bind a variable and text together? Console.log. Suppose we are writing a message. The A is holding, comma A. Okay, so it will say the A is holding how much? 100. The B is holding B, but here I'll not use a comma, I will use a plus operator. Both is going to help you. Till JavaScript, we are under the basic folder. You can use free, either plus operator also use or comma also you can use, both is fine. Once we come in data binding, once we start sending the value of JavaScript to HTML, that time your comma will not work. You have to use only plus operator. Okay. Plus operator can be merged with the, can combine while communicating with the browser also, but comma will help you only if your file name is file extension is JavaScript, and if you are running only JavaScript, the comma will not help you to communicate with the browser. Comma will not help you to concat the two-way statement and send to the browser. So somewhere limitation will come. We will get to know again in few examples once we come in data binding. See now. Let me write one more line here. Console.log A, comma B. A, comma B, comma the addition is comma A plus B. A comma B, it will say 100, 200, space, the addition is A plus B as a 300. In JavaScript, semicolon is optional. Last, like every after each line, if we skip semicolon, also it will work. But that is the bad habit of programming. So suggestion will be keep putting the semicolon at end. Your compiler will understand easily. A statement is ended, line will get execution will get terminated. Okay, if you are not putting comma, your compiler have to spend little extra time to understand the line is ended or what it is. Okay, so better you keep following the comma, semicolon at end of the line. If remove semicolon also it will work. That meaning you are giving some extra burden to your compiler. Execution time may be little slow. Okay, hope ready. Save the file. Again, come to the CMD. Right here, your example 3.js or example 3 directly. 100, 200, first line is printing. Second is printing. The A is holding 100, B is holding 200. Next, after that, the 100, 200, the addition is 300. So comma and plus operator, both we got idea. Yes, plus will work. See here, at this place, what is happening? Concat. The two statement. Using plus. This line you can see we have written the B is holding plus B. The B is holding plus B. So before plus you can see there is some string, and after plus we have a variable. So B, what is doing here? B is plus is working like a concatenator. It's concatenating the first statement as a string and second statement as a variable. In the third line you can see here A plus B again. What is doing? It is not doing concatenation here. It's doing as a addition. So in JavaScript, your plus operator will work in two ways. If all the values are numeric, then it will do the addition. If any of the value is operands, you can say, if any of the operands is a string, then it will do the concatenation. So at this place, you can see the first and second, A and B both are numeric. So what is happening? Addition is happening. But at this place, you can see line number 8, the first value is a string and second value is number. So it is not doing addition. It is doing as a concatenation. Okay. So JavaScript is overloaded operator in JavaScript. It will work in two ways. Number one, addition of two numeric value as well as concatenation of numeric and string value. Or maybe two string value also can be concatenated through plus operator, and two numeric value also can be addition through the plus operator. Come down below. Now we'll write another variable here. C equal to Bangalore. Now console.log. Console.log. The addition of comma A, comma B, comma C, comma is, comma A plus B plus C. What should be the expected output? The addition of A comma B comma C is A plus B plus C. 300 Bangalore. Let's check it. $300 Bangalore. Yes, it is 300 Bangalore only is coming. But we discussed plus operator will check if any operand is the string, then it will do the concatenation. It will do concatenation. Give some time. Once we come under the data binding, that time we will understand A plus B plus C. So in that A is the numeric is okay, B is also numeric is okay, but C is not numeric. C is a string. So it will not give you the 300 Bangalore. It will give you 100, 200 and Bangalore. Okay, but now it is giving 300 Bangalore. We will get that way also. So it should, or we can do like, okay, so let it be till here. It will be okay. concatenation is happening. Okay. Next come. So plus is going to help us in all the way overall, while doing addition also, while doing concatenation also. This file will leave again, we'll go for the next file. Okay, next file to create. Next file called example4.js. Example4.js. Inside example4.js, now you are going to do the console.log only. You are going to use the plus operator, you are going to use the comma, but based on condition. We will not print the value directly. We will take two value and we will compare using the if condition, and then we will check which is the maybe smaller, bigger, and according to that some statement will come out. So let's write a variable, maybe a, give 100, create another variable, maybe b, give 300. Now come down after that, compare both using a condition called as a if condition. It is a part of control structure. Control structure is divided into two parts. One is called condition, another one is loop. We'll open that file, we'll see there. Now write inside. What we are going to write? You can compare like this also. 100 greater than 200. This is also possible. But this becomes a fixed value. This becomes a fixed value. So in this case, instead of, if you want to make, so this becomes your hard code value directly. So instead of writing like this, if you say here A greater than B. Now what is under the A? 100. What is under the B? 200. Here we are 300. Here we are given directly. This value may come from somewhere else also. Okay. So condition is become up now based on variable. Print inside. Console.log. B A comma B, or not, you can say between it. Between A comma B, A comma B, comma the higher number is comma A. So output should come between 100 and 300. The higher number is 100. If it is true, which one? If A greater than B, then this line is going to execute. Else, statement will be same, some message will get changed. The A and B, the higher value is B. Right? So comma is used here. Extra thing what I added called condition. You are going to print the statement based on condition. Now this input what we have taken A and B, as of now this is JavaScript file. So we cannot take input directly from user. So what we did, we given some default value directly 100 and 200, and then you are comparing whether between A and B which one is the bigger value. Check now. Okay, we'll run it and see once. Node space example 4.js. The 100, 300, the higher number is 300. Right, hope working. So what do you think? Look like complex or easy? JavaScript look complex or easy? It is not easy, it is complex only. Okay. Easy language will not be stable in the market. Keep in mind. Okay. Whichever the easy languages are there, people have thrown out of the country. That is not in the market. Complex technologies are in the market. Okay. So JavaScript is not too easy. It is difficult only. JavaScript is difficult, but your Angular React is easy. Okay. Angular and React is easy. JavaScript is difficult. Okay, then you will ask why this meaningful dialog JavaScript is difficult and Angular React is easy. Because your Angular and React is written under the JavaScript. Directly you cannot go to Angular React. You have to come via JavaScript. So when you are facing the difficulties, not in Angular, because JavaScript come first. Your Angular React is written in JavaScript only. Before touching the Angular React, you are facing the difficulties in JavaScript itself. So once first time we face, we feel difficult. But same thing, if you become used to, you will feel like this is my daily work. Okay. So it is not difficult. You should not feel like it's very, very difficult. It is like if you are going in systematically, it will be easy. I have many people, they have many year experience, they are working already, but somewhere ground knowledge they miss out. They are directly, they learn the React from somewhere, directly they learn the Angular from somewhere, they work, okay. Something is easy, they are able to handle. Something is difficult, they feel like Angular is difficult, but in fact, Angular React is not difficult. Their main part you missed out. Which one? JavaScript, okay. And keep in mind, in market, there is a lot of library of JavaScript are available in the market. If you get good knowledge on JavaScript, all library will be easy for you. Okay, all library will be easy for you. But JavaScript is the building block of all. Okay. Some companies are there. They have given some new curriculum of JavaScript. Something Enact.js. One company, LG Software, they are hired from us always. They have a new requirement. They are suggesting like train the people on Enact.js, Enact or something. Okay, what is that? Like that robot machines, the medical machines will see, the operation, big machines will come. Doctor will be in the US and they'll operate in Indian people in India hospital. Like the big medical machines run through the robotic machines. Okay, robotic machines. The LG Software, they use Enact.js in their all the projects. They have a lot of we can say watch related product, multiple product we have, LG Software. So JavaScript, you can say it is like completely ruling in the market. It will not go from the market. It will never go because it has captured everything in the market. So keep your specialization very good in JavaScript. Future will be very bright. I have seen a lot of people who have very less knowledge in other technology, but they are good in JavaScript. One of my colleague only who worked with me in 2009 or 8, 9 or 10 something, he was working for the this one Yahoo. Yahoo has terminated him. Okay, he was that time his salary was 12 lakh rupees, and he was specialized in JavaScript. Yahoo has terminated him because there was no much work for him. Okay, 3-4 months, 6 months he was on bench. Then later he has the company has remembered me. Again after 2 years, okay, the same company rehire him. Okay, on double salary, same like we have requirement. Okay, so it's, you can say, a stable language in the market. Yes, you learn. Follow the video. Okay, on internet, lot of videos are there. Lot of people has made the video. Okay, lot of people has made, you can say, video in different languages. Whichever the language you are comfortable, you follow anyone videos. Okay, matter if to capture knowledge. w3schools.com we have on website. Okay, follow that also. Spend much time on that. Where? On JavaScript area. It is not difficult. It is easy only. Step by step we are learning. See, I have created 4 examples. 4 type of statement I have written. I made 4 files. Why? I can write everything in one file also. But this will become a mix of all. Correct. So reason to make 4 files. Okay, we need to understand step by step. Then definitely it will be easy. Okay, your positivity is required 100%. Sure, I will convince you JavaScript. Just for positivity plus Bootstrap assignment. I don't know whether you have done or not, but JavaScript assignment after 2-3 classes I'll give you daily. Do that. You will not get fail. Sure. Okay. JavaScript, like your web application, whichever the web application we have in the market. Okay, every web application cannot do anything without JavaScript nowadays, because user experience is like when I come to your page. Okay, 6-7 months before our InfoCampus website, Google was saying your page is excellent, it's load very fast, this there. Google has changed something algorithm, and Google is saying now your page is very slow. Earlier, Google was working on different algorithm without JavaScript. Now Google search started working on algorithm of JavaScript. They're saying like your page is taking more than 2 second time to load. More than 2 seconds to load. Up to 1.5 seconds is okay, your page is good. More than 2 seconds it will take, then your page is not good. You do something. What they're trying to say? Trying to say like implement JavaScript much and much, reduce the extra loading, remove unnecessary content. Your page should not take more than max to max 2 seconds. More than that taking means page is completely waste. The same way everywhere. Every project has, one company has sent a requirement. We have some small development work also, saying like their project is very excellent project. It's working. They have a lot of pages. Okay. Still they want no change in such a way where it should be little faster than what we have now. Okay. We check their page speed is super fast, running perfectly. Still they want to change. Okay. And input is only one, change in React. Change in React. Okay. So demands are more. JavaScript will be, your Node.js is fully JavaScript code only. Node.js. If you learn 1 month of that JavaScript syllabus, after that, maximum, max to max, within 5 class, I will make you very good in Node.js. Because Node.js is fully JavaScript code itself. Okay. Node.js is fully JavaScript code itself. Nothing a single line extra. Only JavaScript code. So based on JavaScript, a person good in JavaScript, he can be a full stack developer also, because Node.js is a JavaScript itself. Little extra time if you spend, then will become good in JavaScript as well. Express.js is also JavaScript itself. Okay. So complete from the front end to back end, everything can be done using JavaScript. Study video, let me see. Which file? Doc. Yes. 16th.
Sir, if we get console is undefined error, what we have to do?
Console, undefined.
Yeah.
Spelling, check the spelling. Capital, small, you may have problem. Have written capital.
No, so it's correct actually.
You can send me the code in chat, I'll guide it. Same console is undefined.
Yeah.
There is no any error in this. Console spelling, can you write once? Write again, console, CONSOLE. L also compare. Sometimes we write 1. O sometimes we write as a 0. Okay, so this video number 7. It will come to your chat. Study 1. Yeah, same code. Let me put in my system also and see whether it is have error or no error. So this code I added here. I will come to the CMD here and I will run. It is working.
Yeah, it is not working for me. So is there any settings, something like that?
Node, which version you have Node?
V16.
It should work. Exact error, what is? Console is undefined.
Yes, sir. Console is undefined.
The file is saved. Okay, then see you tomorrow. Video I have uploaded.